So today we're going to look at the addition and subtraction of positive integers and decimals. So first off, we're going to look at positive integers. So what we need to do is we need to arrange the numbers into vertical columns. So that's step one. Step two is ensure that the numbers are lined up according to place value. So when we look at a question like given here, what we do is we write it, we make sure the place values are the same. So this is units, units, and units. So they're all going to line up. So if I write 14, 6, 2, that means I've got to write 7, 8. So the 2 and the 8 line up, and the 3, 1, 6. So the 6 lines up. Okay, so that's like saying the 10s here, the 10s and the 10s. So I should have 6, 7, and 1. 6, 7, and 1. And that's what I have. And now what I do is I read through this and go add these up and go 2 plus 8 is 10 plus 6 is 16. So I put a 6 here and I put a 1 up the top. And that's saying I've added to that. So I've got 7 plus 7 is 14 plus 1 is 15. Again, I've got an extra one. I've got 5. I don't have anything here, so it's like having a 0 there. So here I have a 0. So I'm going 5 plus 0 plus 3 is 8. Okay. And I've only got one left, so I don't have anything carried there. So my answer is 1856. Okay, so this, you're going to have to calculate these and give me the answers. Okay, so I'm not going to work through these individually, so you're going to have to double check it yourself, but I want you to do it by hand. Okay, I'll be back in a moment and I'll go through it. So you're going to have to put these answers in the multiple choice questions. Okay, now we're back. Okay, so my answers for this would be 978, 766, 1335, and this is a nice big number. It's going to be 14462. Okay, so this is actually an important point here, the commutative and associative properties for addition. I'm not going to go read through it all because if you want to pause it and have a read through it. The key point really is that how you add it, the order you add it, doesn't matter. If I add 3 plus 4, it's the same as saying 4 plus 3. That's what we're talking about here. The associative law is if I add two numbers up first and then add the third number, I can rearrange that order and say however I want it to be. So if I've got 2 plus 3 plus 7, I can go 2 plus 3 is 5. So 5 plus 7 is 12. I can do it like that. Or I can go 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Doesn't matter. So the order in which the additions are calculated is not important and does not change your result. Okay, so that's something you can do when if you have to do a mental calculation. Okay, so addition of decimals. Okay, so addition of decimals. We use a method similar to adding whole numbers. So, and that is, we set it out in vertical columns, which is what we did before. What we do now is we make sure to line up the decimal point. Before we were making sure the place values are aligned. Now we're making sure the decimal point is aligned, because then if we do that, then the place values are automatically aligned. So that the digits with the same place value will be underneath one another. Okay, but you got to make sure you do it with the decimal points like we've got here. So in this case, it's all lined up. And now what I do first is I put a decimal point underneath where it is there. So then I essentially go 3 plus 5 gives me 8. I've got a decimal point there. I've got 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay. For B, again, I'm doing the same thing. The decimal points are lined up, and so I put a decimal point just below it. Then I go 4 plus 3 is 7. 8 plus 3 is 11. So I put a 1 there, and then I put a 1 up here. So that's going to be 1 plus 2 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 2 is 5. Don't anything else to carry, so I've got a 1 there. So it's going to be 15.17. Now, what do we do with the empty spaces in this one? So look, all the decimal points are aligned. Again, I'm going to put my decimal point right there. When they're empty, put a 0. It just makes it clear for yourself that what you're adding through. So I'm going to go 0 plus 6 plus 0 is 6. I've got 5 plus 4 plus 0 is 9. 2 plus 1 plus 0 is 3. I go 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 7 is 11. And so I put 11 there. Now this is an example of, sometimes it would be easier to say 7 plus 3 is 10 plus 1 because it's easy to do mentally. But you're going to get the same answer either way, okay? So again, I'm going to get you to do an answer, give this a go, but keep in mind, what is the first step you need to do? And if you want to add decimals, when are they presented like this, okay? So now we're back. So the first thing we need to do is put into vertical columns, okay? But we make sure that the decimal points are aligned. So I'm going to write 0.26. Next one, I put a decimal point there. I go 1.8 because that's my decimal point there. I'm going to put my decimal point there. I'm going to have 12.214. I'm going to change color. And I'm going to put a nice bit of, I'm going to put a 0 because I've got 0 there, a 0 there, and a 0 there because it's empty. And then make sure you've got all your digits aligned in the proper place value part so you're not confusing yourself. Okay. So what we're going to have a plus here. So we're going to go 0 plus 0 plus 4 is 4. 6 plus 0 plus 1 is 7. 2 plus 8 is 10 plus 2 is 12. Put a 1 up there, and I forgot, very naughty of me, always make sure you get your decimal point there first so you don't forget it. Okay, so I'm going to have 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 2 is 4, and I'll have a 4 there. So my answer here will be 14.274. Okay. Subtraction of integers. Okay, so it's going to be very similar to we did the addition part. We arrange the numbers into vertical columns. Okay, ensure that the numbers are lined up according to place value. Again, the same thing. Now, just a quick point. This is important. It's not commutative or associative. So the order in which you do something with subtraction is very, very important. In addition, not important. Subtraction, very important. So I can't say in addition, I can go 1 plus 2 is the same as 2 plus 1. In subtraction, I can't go 5 minus 3 is the same as 3 minus 5. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so what we do is, in this one we're going to have to go 6, 8, 9, 2. This one's always going to be on top, and I'm going to subtract 4, 6, 7. So, but my 7 is my unit, so good idea to sort of work back from there. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to have to, I've got 2 and 7. I can't do 2 minus 7. Yeah. What I've got to do is I've effectively got to borrow, one of these 10s. So that becomes 8. And I now have a 1 there. That allows, when you do that, you can actually start to work things through. So I'll go 12 minus 7. 12 minus 7 gives me 5. Okay. I can do 8 minus 6, so I get a 2. So I get a 2 there. I go 8 minus 4. That gives me 4. 6 minus effectively 0 gives me 6. So my answer here would be 6425. Okay, so again, you're going to have to do these questions and give me some answers. Okay, you're going to select them from the multiple choice, and I'm just going to put the answers up when I'm back. Okay, so now we're back. 11 minus 5 is 6. 100 minus 95 is 5. 820 minus 6 is 814. 220 minus 11,500 is 10,500. Okay, so subtraction of decimals. Again, we use a similar method to what we did with the whole numbers. We set it out in vertical columns. as I mentioned in the addition part, you line it up by the decimal point. Make sure you've lined it up. So in this case, we've lined it up, and so we put a decimal point here. Then we do the same process as what we do in any normal subtraction. We go 6 minus 4, we get 2. 5 minus 1, we get 4. We got the decimal point there. 0 minus 0, we get 0. So our answer is 0.42. Okay, I want you to give these ones a go. Again, I'm going to come back and explain it, but you're going to have to do some working out yourself. Okay, so in this one, what's the first step? Your first step is to line it up, but line up by what? Line it up by the decimal point. So in this one, I'm going to go A. I'm going to go 1.82 minus, I'm just writing it out again. Okay, so that means 1.82. I need to put my decimal point here, and I've got a 5 and a 7 there. So I put the 0 over this side. Okay, so I'm going to go 2 minus 7. I can't do it, so I'm going to have to borrow. You don't have to. I'm changing color just to make it easier to follow. So it's going to be a 7 there. So now I've got a 1 up here. 12 minus 7 is 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. I've got my decimal point. Always make sure you have that decimal point lined up. 1.25 is my answer. For B, let's write the first one out. I'm going to write 2.641. Now I've got to put my decimal point here. To make sure it's lined up, I put 8 and a 5. Put my 0 on the other side. Again, using color just to make it clear. I'm putting a 0 there just to make it clear what's going on here. Got first step, put my decimal point. Now let's go. 1 minus 0 is 1. 4 minus 5 I can't do, so I'm going to have to borrow again from here. That's going to be 5. Okay, so that means that will become 5, and that means that will become 0 there. Now I've got 5 minus 8 now. Can't do it, can I? So let's work that through again. I'm borrowing from here, so that's going to be a 1 there, and that means I'm going to have 15 here. So 15 minus 8 is 7. Got my decimal point there. I go 1 minus 0 is 1. Okay, thank you.